Oh yeah, and of course we got her camera. In this mission, more conditions need to be met. More conditions need to be met to complete the photo shoot. The required objectives are listed in the top left corner of the photo shoot space. When all the photo shoot requirements are met, you have to complete the shoot. Try to meet all requirements if you can. Photos of using evidence.
We should have just killed those lowly beasts. Those little brats won't take up much space. There are boxes all over this place. Just dump them into one and no one will notice. Cut the theatrics, Gulak. Even the slightest slip-up could interfere with Lord Moktok's plans. So where are we heading next?
To check the freight skiffs. We've got a lot of preparations to do. Also, don't forget to take those crates with you. Weapons, supplies. We've got to be well prepared. Otherwise, we're screwed.
So, are they smugglers? I have no clue. They seem to be moving those crates. I've got an idea. We can hide inside the crates and follow them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Go inside their cargo.
It's so cramped in here.
I can hardly breathe. Just hang in there.
So it's great. If someone were to open the crate at that moment, they would certainly catch you in your ridiculous hiding position. Fortunately, that doesn't happen. The floating mechanism at the bottom of the crate is activated. You can feel it begins to slowly drift forward. After what feels like an entire amber era of holding breath in silence, you hear the sound of the crate touching down.
Let's just keep the cargo here for now, all right? Then we'll move on to inspect the ships. Lord Moktok said that as soon as we're done, we're to board the freight skiff and leave this place.
Don't worry, I've changed the shipping schedule. You two, come with me.
Is it just me? I keep smelling that stench of lowly beasts everywhere we go.
Don't be so paranoid.
Departing footsteps sounds like a signal, prompting you to breathe a sigh of relief.
Planning to escape on the skiffs in Stargazer Navalia. They keep talking about their plans, but where do they come from? And what do they want to do on the Xianzhou?
They're definitely up to something bad.
Oh, we got one of these again.
Tread softly, breathe quietly, and make sure to keep an eye on them. Hide out of sight as soon as there's any sign of activity. Did he spot us? Quickly, hide!
What? I just did.
I knew it looks like
Why are they coming back?
What? Go fuck yourself.
They keep talking about.
They're definitely...
When trailing was active, the gameplay prompt will appear at the top of the screen. Yeah, I already know. Please keep the target trailing within your line of sight. After the target has left your screen for some time, you have lost the target, and the mission will be considered failed when the prompter is counted as 0. Yeah, that's obvious. It doesn't make it easier for the target to discover you. Yeah, I've already done this before. I was in a fucking hiding spot. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Don't be so paranoid. We're running out of time.
Shuhart. I'm coming!
They're leaving. We should catch up to them. Quickly! Did he spot us? Quickly, hide!
There we go.
What are they up to? They're all wearing official uniforms, but I'm pretty sure they're not members of the Skyfaring Commission, the Artisanship Commission, or the Cloud Knights.
Never mind who they are. Let's just film them.
crate star skiff with enough room to fit at least 20 of my men. I'll let the others know and have them prepare more star skiffs. Once we're past the checkpoint, there will be beast ships waiting for us. Lord Moktok is ready. The revival of our ancient bloodline all hinges on this operation.
What did he just say? Beast ships?
Who's there? It's those brats! I told you to get rid of them, but you didn't listen, you idiot! Wipe them all out!
Okay. Oh, yeah, knew it.
Borisin?
Do something! Die! Erase beast!
Here you go, Master!
I'll catch up. Let's improvise.
That's all you got?
There's always a weakness. Lend me your strength.
Time to show you what I can really do. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards, watch this!
Rhythm get messed up. The mood is set. Let the show begin.
Oh, I get it! Now watch this!
See, that's why I don't like single target. If I was Firefly, I could have gotten rid of all of them by now.
Nice like a good, my friends. Indulge yourselves!
Dreams do come true. We've entered the storm. To guard and defend.
At least a lot of my Bronya's boosts are actually helpful to her. I forget. I hate her skill support. Like, what? Why?
This battle is unavoidable.
I mustn't fall.
Let's improvise.
I could take 10 of you!
Moon range has ended.
You'll pay for this. There's always a... Take your position.
She just doesn't do much damage.
This battle is
There we go.
How is this possible? How did these Foxians change?
They're not Foxians at all. They revealed their true form. They're Borisin, just like the bandits I defeated on the IPC ship.
Wait, that means...
Well, how did the Borisin manage to infiltrate the Cienjo?
It's not just a simple disguise of wearing our clothing and shaving their whiskers. They're somehow able to alter their appearance to be indistinguishable from Foxians. They even have official IDs for the Skyfaring Commission, the Artisanship Commission, and even the Cloud Knights? Let me check this fake Cloud Knight's tag. Maybe it'll give us some clues. Lujun, the officer of the Patrol Defense Squad? Wait!
What's the matter?
I encountered a patrol officer named Lujun before. It was a few weeks ago, when we were transporting the Borisin prisoners. They can forge official identities and move around the Cienjo without raising suspicion.
Even worse. If you find one cockroach on the Express, usually means...
That's not just the Express. A cockroach anywhere means you have tons of them.
There are more Borisin hiding on the Cienjo. I bet their plan is much bigger than just stealing information. We've got to report this to the Seat of Divine Foresight.
Oh boy. Oh, switching back to the Trailblazers POV. Yep. You already saw that. You didn't have to tell me again.
I am glad to finally meet you in person, guests from the Astral Express. I'm Fei Xiao, the general of the Xianzhou Yao Cheng.
Let me introduce our guest to you. The one dressed in green.
He's the reincarnation of Imbibitor Lune, and the person behind him is the newest member of the crew. I've heard a lot about you. Outside the reports from the Law Fu, the Skyfaring Commission of the Yao Qing has also gathered plenty of information about both of you. I've been eager to meet you face to face for reasons that I'm sure General Jing Yuan has explained. That's right. But don't worry, this isn't a trial. I just want to have a chat with you and get a better understanding of the facts. According to General Jing Yuan's report, the Ruin Legion is to blame for the Ambrosial Arbor crisis, and all Arbiter Generals should pay attention to the Ruin Author's movements. Over the years, the Destruction's minions have wreaked havoc on countless worlds, and the Alliance has been keeping an eye on them. But no one expected them to join hands with the remnants of the Abundance. The damage caused by the Ambrosial Arbor crisis was far less severe than expected, which is good news for us. However, it was quite different from the Ruin Legion's usual style of destroying life wherever they go. While I trust the bravery of the Divine Foresight and the Nameless, I'm curious about some details missing from the report. I'd like to take this chance to have an exchange with both of you. Let me be clear. The questions I'll ask might not reflect my actual thoughts, so please don't take offense if any of my questions seem a bit harsh.
Please go ahead, General. But keep in mind we can only answer based on what we know. And perhaps you already have the answers to your questions in your heart.
You have a clever tongue. I like it.
Yep. Then negotiation again? Come on.
Is quite articulate. Right now, her intentions are unknown, and Jing Yuan wants us to be honest.
Let's cut to the chase. Before the crisis struck, the Astral Express was guided here by a Stellaron hunter, a wanted felon, in an attempt to resolve the Stellaron crisis. However, everyone in the cosmos knows of the Stellaron hunter's reputation. So, why did you place so much trust in them? Could it be that some of you have connection with them?
See, that's a really hard question to answer because it really depends on which member you're talking to. Kind of?
Apart from the Law Fu, there are many other worlds suffering from Stellaron corrosion. For example, Eurilo 6, the world that the Express stopped at before reaching the Law Fu, was one of them.
To the Express, Stellarons act as roadblocks on the Silver Rail and pose risks to the warping process. And that's why dealing with Stellaron issues is part of the duty of the Nameless.
Ah, I've heard about those problems caused by Stellarons. The Express connects various worlds, so it makes sense for you to take care of this. The cosmos is a mess, and the Trailblazers are just doing their best to fix it. I understand. Let's move on to the next question. The reports suggest that Don Shu, the master of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, colluded with the Lord Ravager and used the power of the Stellaron to resurrect the Ambrosial Arbor. But here's the thing. Don Shu was just a chief alchemist. Even if she colluded with our enemies and summoned the Stellaron, how did she manage to bypass the Videodora guards around the Ambrosial Arbor?
This is I don't actually know. I don't know what to answer here. Hold on, let me... Where's my phone? It's a little taboo to do this, but considering, like, what, 2 days ago was my 1 year after starting the game, I'm allowed to read. I'm allowed to read guides now. Let me pull up how to win the negotiation with Fei Xiao. How to win Fei Xiao debate. There we go. Game 8. All comes down to the Stellaron. I personally met Dan Shu.
I personally met Don Shu once. Her
I
closest
don't
friend
remember
was
this.
killed during the war on the Fanghu, and she harbored deep hatred.
I didn't
towards
actually
the
finish that
cult.
quest.
So she spent years making preparations in the Alchemy Commission in order to take revenge on the Xianzhou.
Revenge is also a form of the hunt.
Fantilia is a
That
heliobus
doesn't
is the last one.
explain how she managed to bring the Stellaron into the Scale Gorge waterscape, which was guarded by the Videodora.
Well, you should ask Don Shu herself for the answer.
Unfortunately, Don Shu is dead, and even her corpse has crumbled into ash. That's one less clue we can pursue. According to the report, Lord Ravager Fantilia is the mastermind behind the entire conspiracy. She disguised herself as an ambassador of the Skyfaring Commission and traveled with you, only to vanish without a trace later on. It seems too convenient to label her as a scapegoat.
Fantilia is a heliobus.
Fantilia is one of the Heliobi, the energy life forms that once fought against the Xianzhou. They're known for their unpredictable and elusive nature.
Just as she said. The ambrosial arbor resurrected, its roots broke through the creation furnace on the Lawful, accidentally releasing the heliobus fiend fire sealed inside. This can be used as circumstantial evidence.
If Elder Hua Yan accepts the explanation, so do I.
Bang!
It seems that your answers have addressed all my questions.
Let's go. Game 8 moment.
Generals,
Just
I'm
win.
finished with my questioning.
So, what do you think, General Fei Xiao? Have the doubts in the report been cleared up?
The two nameless have been honest in their answers. Even though there are some tricky details, my intuition tells me there is nothing wrong. However, the 3 questions I posed earlier were not just for the nameless, but for you too, General Jinyuan. First, the disciples of Sanctus Medicus grew uninterrupted on the Law Fu, yet the 6 charioteers were not aware of it. That was a dereliction of duty. Second, you believed in the Stellaron Hunter's prophecy and entrusted outsiders to solve the crisis, even granting them access to the Plague Mark. That was a dereliction of responsibility. Third, you insist on holding the war dance right after the Ambrosial Arbor crisis, putting the Lawfu back in the spotlight. That is a dereliction of wisdom.
Merlin's Claw. Is this your line of thinking? Or the 10 Lords?
From the moment I walked in, I made it clear that the questions I'd ask might not reflect my actual thoughts.
The disciples of Sanctus Medicus were deeply rooted and had been plotting for a long time. I admit it was my negligence for not noticing it early. As for the Stellaron Hunter's prophecy, I didn't believe all of it. In the end, the Lawfu did survive the Ambrosial Arbor crisis. So, I think it's safe to say that Elio's prophecy about the future holds some merit. And as for the war dance, do you think I'm unaware of the risks? However, risks can also be opportunities. The Lawfu has lain low for too long. I believe it's time to stir up the dregs hidden in the depths and wash them away once and for all.
Just as I expected from our sophisticated divine foresights. You have a way with words. I like it. But, unfortunately, ever since the report was submitted, the Alliance has been filled with rumors and speculation. Even within the Lawfu, there are people accusing you of neglecting your duties, resulting in the Ambrosial Arbor's resurrection.
Yeah, but they can only say that in hindsight, to be completely honest.
So what are your thoughts on all of this, General Fei Sha?
As a fellow Arbiter General, I fully understand the difficulties of this position. Personally, I think all these rumors are meaningless drivel. Across the sea of stars, the divine foresight knows better than anyone else what happened on the Luofu and the meaning behind it, just as what happened on the Xianzhou Yaoqing recently.
You knew. The Xianzhou Yaoqing is also...
The scouts of the Verdant Knights have sent back reports that Borisin are making trouble again. The Borisin packs that were once divided and scattered have started swallowing each other up, forming larger and larger packs. Moreover, there's an entity named Mongus behind it all.
An entity?
According to the report, this entity isn't actually a Borisin. It's a woman claiming to be the messenger of the Master of Immortality. She's described as having 12 faces and 12 pairs of fangs, as cruel as poison, and as elusive as quicksand. The Borisin believe she'll give them a chance to rise again.
That's Ventilia.
That's right.
Yep, that makes sense.
You're lucky
She's
that
back.
I'm the one who came this time. If it were the Patina Justice or the Seer Strategist, this conversation might not be so friendly. I've always had faith in my instincts, so I don't doubt your good intentions. But the Alliance has its fair share of questions and doubts about the Luofu. So, my plan is to come up with an acceptable answer to satisfy the Alliance.
What's in this plan, General Fei Sha?
General Jing Yuan, you already know what has to be done. But since you don't want to be the bad guy, I'll take care of it for you. You need the final word from the Ten Lords Commission to quell any doubts. And for that, I'll have to ask the two nameless to visit the Shackling prison.
I get to go there?
No, I'm not imprisoning you. While you're there, I'll ask a judge in the Ten Lords Commission's Interrogation Division to record a detailed testimony with the karmic mirror from both of you. We'll fill in the gaps that weren't covered in the report and silence any protests within the Alliance.
I'm okay with that.
Your willingness to help is truly heartwarming, youngsters.
Then, as the Merlin's Claw requests,
Oh, there's one more thing. This testimony is for silencing the voices of opposition within the Alliance. But I would like to urge General Jing Yuan to listen to the pleas of the Foxians on the Xianzhou Yaoqing.
so, you are here for Hule.
Exactly. Hule is locked up in the Luofu's shackling
I guess
prison.
we get to fight him.
Since he is the broodlord of the Borisin, I want to transfer him onto the Xianzhou Yaoqing and imprison him there. The recent movement of the Borisin suggests they're planning something big, so we must act preemptively.
It makes sense to have the Foxians keep an eye on their arch-nemesis. Since you trust my judgment, I'll repay that trust. What do you think about all this, General Huayan?
I was worried this would turn into a heated argument. It seems like both of you are on the same page, solving each other's problems. I couldn't have asked for a better outcome.
And as for Hule, I'll send my lieutenants Zhao Cho and Moza to check on his condition in
Moza
prison and
is his
ready
name.
him for transport.
I thought it was just
If
Mose.
there are no more questions, shall we get this started?
The shorter the name, the harder it is for me to understand how it's pronounced. Once over, and despite lacking any apparent reason, you feel scrutinized as if you were sizing up an opponent.
Do you actually believe in the Stellaron Hunter's prophecy?
I do.
Yes, I do.
I understand. You're
What are you looking at?
definitely a unique individual. I hope you'll walk alongside the Rainbow's path as a friend.
Also, hold on. Oh, there's so much stuff back here. Hold on, it takes a while for it to let me do it again. Oh, I think it's actually faster. I never tried that. There we go. Just had to pick up the stuff that was sitting back there. Oh, let's talk to Hawaiian.
Well, I'm glad we managed to talk this out.
He's like, sheesh. I thought I was gonna have to stop a fight between two giants.
I'm really sorry about all this. But the testimony in the shackling prison won't take up much of your time. I'll call for a messenger to take you to the interrogation division.
As you wish, General.
Let's get going. Whee! We'll probably fight Hule eventually. Carries you and Don Hong to a place that looks strikingly familiar.
As General
Where?
Jing Yuan requested, everything is prepared for your arrival, and I am here to receive you. The judges at the interrogation division also know your purpose in coming.
This is where the shackling prison is? But this place was underwater! What the fuck is it doing here? Hey, what the fuck? Why is there a portal? Okay. Sure. Yeah. I get to enter the shackling prison at least. New area, let's go.
The shackling prison. I didn't expect to be back here after all these years.
Don Hung.
Don't worry about me.
If you're ready, I'll open the gate for you. Well, technically, the shackling prison is spread out across multiple delves, and the ancient sea is just where they overlap.
Oh, that makes sense. So are we like actually underwater? This feels weird. But also cool. I don't know why, but I really like the design of these. I can't remember what they were called. Spectral Automaton Envoy, something like that. Hold on, what are they called again? I have to remember. Maybe creatures, Luofu. Yeah, Arumaton Spectral Envoy. I've only fought it like once though. I know, I've probably fought it. No, one of the things I had to farm had one, I think. I think it was for Argenti. I haven't used them in a while. And there's Yacha.
What are you looking at?
The shackling prison on the Luofu is completely different from the one on the Yaoqing. It's completely underwater.
Whether it's in the clouds or underwater, breaking free would still be a piece of cake for me.
You sure about that?
Still thinking about your old jailbreak tricks, huh? Forget it. You're free now. Just don't do anything stupid, or the judges will throw you back in there and lock you up for a few hundred years.
You'll see me again in just a few days.
Taking Hule back to the Yaoqing means a lot to the Foxians on the ship, and to the General herself. So stay alert.
Oh, hey, Shui.
My name is Shui Yi, and I'm here on orders from the Incarceration Division of the Ten Lords Commission.
We're Jiao Cho and Moza. General Fei Xiao sent us to extradite the Borisin criminal Hule to the Yaoqing. We're here to inspect the conditions of his imprisonment and make preparations for the handover and transportation. I assume you've been briefed, Your Honor.
Your visit request has been approved. I'll be your guide for this trip. Prisoner Hule, the warhead and brood lord of the Borisin abominations of abundance and the arch-nemesis of the Foxians, is responsible for 2,123 wars of aggression and countless associated crimes. Due to his heinous acts, he has been imprisoned in the depths of the shackling prison and subjected to the punishment of the Forest of Swords until the end of time.
No need to repeat his crimes and sentence, Your Honor. He is the greatest enemy of us Foxians. The stories of his atrocities are used to terrify our children. I'm well aware of every crime he's committed.
When it comes to visiting criminals, there are rules in place to ensure your safety. I know you've heard legends about Hule since you were children. but your knowledge about him is likely very limited. Only the judges of the Ten Lords Commission truly know what kind of abomination is locked up at the bottom of the shackling prison. It has been centuries since Jing Liu, the former sword champion of the Luofu, captured Hu Lei. And during all those years, we never provided him with any food. Yet he somehow managed to stay alive. It defies all the documented physical characteristics of the Borisin. The Forest of Swords, forged by the Punishment Division, is a device of intense torment, used to execute sinful abominations. Most Borisin die within 3 days in the forest, but Hu Lei is different. Every time the blades pierce him, his body instantly heals. The complex rules are there because of his abnormal characteristics.
I apologize for any offense caused.
I've given you the instructions regarding Hu Lei's visitation. Please make sure you read them carefully.
Borisin Warhead, a distant one, is accountable for numerous acts of invasions and associated war crimes, accountable for the long-term enslavement of Foxians and utilizing their blood for alchemical purposes. Detention methods: prisoners to be subjected to the punishment of the Forest of Swords and never be pardoned. They must be transferred to different locations on a regular basis. The shackles must be checked for sturdiness during the transfer, and the air filters in their new cell must be intact and functional. The confinement of this prisoner is the foundation of the alliance between the Xianzhou and the Foxians. Any individual objecting to the sentence should be punished for sowing discord. Anyone who contacts or converses with this prisoner must take poison-proof pellets or wear a breathing mask equipped with a filter cartridge to counteract the effects of lupatoxin. The prisoner's place of detention must be changed on a yearly basis, and the new location must remain unknown to individuals below the rank of Cloud Knight, Lieutenant, or Judge. Do not mention Jing Liu when conversing with this prisoner. Ooh.
And please, take this pellet before proceeding.
No, I'm not taking random medicine.
Then you won't be allowed to visit Hu Lei.
Just swallow it already. Hu Lei is like all Borisin. He can release a pheromone called lupatoxin that induces fear. Thousands of years ago, we Foxians were enslaved by the Borisin. Not because we were naturally weaker, but because of their lupatoxin. This pill is for our own mental well-being.
I understand.
I knew you were a reasonable person. Now that we've taken the medicine, let's proceed.
Cool.
Your Honor.
What is it?
No. Never mind.
He smells the existence of more of them. He's got an extremely strong smell for them. And those are definitely Borisin.
Here we are.
Oh.
Her Honor hasn't arrived yet.
Her Honor? Who? Huh? Honeycomb of densely packed prison cells extending deep into the darkness below your view. You hazard a guess on the number of prisoners they are capable of holding here. 3,000? 30,000? 300,000? Like, this may not even be the entire shackling prison. Probably not. When you have a place that's filled with people who are immortal, you do kind of have to, have a way of making sure that you can carry a lot of people. It's kind of how it is. The Yedaki here glow with an unusual luminescence as they perform their calculations, possibly on the status of the prison cells or the security of each area. Oh, it was just two
Welcome,
things.
Dear guests
Hanya.
of the Express. Judge Hanya of the Interrogation Division. We've met before.
Are you and your sister the only judges here?
You don't want to see me? Well, in that case, I can call in the judge who's an expert in acupuncture, or the one who's handy with axes and saws, or the one who knows all about whips and ropes. Just kidding. We judges work in shifts, and it just happens to be my shift. Maybe we're destined to cross paths.
True. They also don't want to make more designs.
Please allow me to express my gratitude to you again for subduing the demons in the Fixtral Garden.
Looks like while March 7th and I were clueless, you already made many friends on the Shenzhou Luofu.
was all lucky when it's when I take care of his own and friends take care of us. Alright, it's just how it goes.
Even though you and I have met before, we can't show any favoritism under the Ten Lords. So, please do as I command as we head to Scrivener Hall and beyond. This is not a place for ordinary mortals. You and Mr. Dunham, please come with me.
Please lead the way, Your Honor.
Please let me activate the mechanism before we all move forward.
Oh. Man, that must take a lot of maintenance to make sure that works. Whee! There's a lot of spectral envoys here. Holy crap. Just breaking every pot. Yoink. I do actually need more of that to have some of those. Just in case. I mean, I have like 200 trick snacks, so I'm fine anyways, but you know. Never be too careful. Just break all of them. Oh, hi Nizar down here. Should I start the next one? I'll stop this one here, and then start the next one.